Now, away from that, lawyers for embattled Ashanti regional chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Inchibwe-Sapu, are working around the clock to meet his full bail condition. Chairman Wontumi was granted a 50 million cedis bail last night, with two sureties to be justified. After his arrest and interrogation since Tuesday, he, however, had to spend the night in the custody of the Economic and Organized Crime Office because he was unable to meet the bail conditions. There is a latest development on that, and we'll try and take you to EOCO when we can. But my colleague James Aveji was there yesterday, and has been able to put this report together.
He was officially granted bail at about 8 p.m. Wednesday night after a long day of interrogations and legal tussle between his lawyers and officials of EOCO. His lawyer, Andy Apiakubi, confirmed to Joy News that the bail conditions included 50 million Ghana cedis with two sureties to be justified, which at the time he said they were working around the clock to meet. But by 9:30 p.m., Andy Apiakubi said they were not able to meet the conditions, especially considering the fact that the sureties would have to be verified and admitted by EOCO at that time of the day. Failure to meet the conditions compelled Chairman Wontumi to spend the night in EOCO custody.
A handful of the supporters are here. I would describe them to be in their dozens. The number here this evening is not what we saw yesterday. About between 50 to 100 of them are gathered in the median of the Athamels High Street here in front of the EOCO building, with a number of security officers as well. I count at least 10 to 12 security personnel, fully armed police officers already here. You have there in your shot, I want to believe, Godfred Yeboah-Dami, the former Attorney General. He has just arrived here and making his way to the EOCO premises. He just alighted from his car. His car has been parked here for a while before we just went on air. He arrived here about some 5-7 minutes ago, and he's making his way into the EOCO premises. You know, you have another police pickup just arriving with police officers adding up to the numbers. I saw at least 5 police officers alighting from that new arrival of a police pickup, adding up to the number, and so we should be having between 15 to 17 police officers manning the entrance of the police of the EOCO premises.
By 8:30 p.m., dozens of supporters who massed up on day 2 of his arrest had already left. His team of lawyers are resuming work this morning to meet the bail conditions to secure his freedom. James Aveji, EOCO headquarters, Accra.
And I'll take you live to EOCO headquarters where my colleague James Aveji is on standby. James, we're learning that part of the bail condition has been met. Tell us more.
Yes, MFR. So the total bail conditions is some 50 million Ghana cedis with two sureties, all to be verified. In fact, that is the reason why the lawyers have not been able to, secure all these two sureties yesterday, because the verification process would mean that the EOCO investigators would have to go around town to see the sureties, value them, and admit them before he will be granted bail. And so, as we speak, at about 11 a.m., the lawyer, Andy Apiakubi, told us that they have been able to secure one out of those two sureties, for which reason they are still working around to secure the second one so that he would be granted bail fully. What I can also confirm to you is that Chairman Wontumi is currently not in the EOCO premises behind me. The indication we get is that he has been sent back to the hospital. We know he's been in and out of hospital in the last 2 days since his arrest and interrogation, and so he is back to the hospital for some treatment. So what is left now is for those sureties to be confirmed, and he will be granted bail. I can also confirm that he will not be taken to court because today would have been the 48 hours since the EOCO had arrested or detained him for interrogations. But the bail was granted yesterday within the 24 hours. And so it is now left with the lawyers to be able to meet the conditions as soon as they can for him to go home. Even if they are not able to meet that even beyond today, the duty does not lie on EOCO to put him before court within the 48-hour stipulations of the Constitution, and so he will not be taken to court. If you can see behind me, there are still some police officers still around maintaining security at the place. There's a police pickup on the shoulder of the road there. There's a second one, and then the police water cannon is also there at the background since the last 2 days. I counted about 6 or 7 police officers who are still here maintaining law and order. A few of the party supporters are just arriving here in the median of the road. I saw around the former regional organizer of the NPP, Moses Abo, around, and also a former acting communications director of the party, Ayao Adumaku Befi, who is also around, who's been here since morning monitoring the proceedings as we have it here. I want to invite him just to take a word or two from him on what he's seen so far. Mr. Befi, thank you for your time. We are live on Joy News. You've been here since morning. What we know is that one surety has been secured. Anything different you are picking?
Well, just as you rightly said that his counsel devote this information to you, I don't want to speak so much about that. Let's wait and let's pray that we get the other one to make it, to satisfy the bail condition.
You are confident that they will be able to get that?
Yes, more than confidence. Wontumi is my brother. He's the chairman for my home region, and he served the party, and I know the sort of person that he is. So, in fact, it's quite worrying that he's being subjected to this kind of treatment. Ghana is under democratic dispensation. When Akufo-Addo was leaving the country, he left us in peace. But it appears anytime that Mama assumes political leadership, he wants to make sure that the country is in pieces. He did this between 2012 to 2016. A lot of people were incarcerated, were arrested.
You feel what is happening is unlawful?
Well, I'm trying to restrain myself. Maybe I'll condemn the approach. Maybe it's too early for me to say that it's unlawful. Okay. But I'll condemn it that rather it is irresponsible. It is inhuman. And it is so illogical. It doesn't make sense. Because as it stands now, officially...
What exactly doesn't make sense? Is it the issue on which is being interrogated or the approach?
Is one thing, and the approach is also another. The issue is said that, in fact, there's a speculation out there that he contracted a loan from, Exim Bank. So if it is true, and I repeat it, even if it is true, it amounts to, it's a civil case. This is not a criminal case. So why must he be treated that way? And then two, in as much as CID exhibited professionalism in the approach, what really prevents EOCO to have followed same? So for me, in sum, I would say that it's an approach by the government, well orchestrated, to suppress the dissent. But we are not in a jungle state. Okay. Ghana is not in a jungle state. My admonition to the NDC government, being headed by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and all the politicians, is that just a few months ago, Nana Akufo-Addo was in power. Today, the best title we can offer him is His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, the former president. It tells you that there is no permanency attached to political power. So if they really sit and reason well, they will see how frail, how feeble power is. So they should allow the fear of the Lord. They should allow patriotism and compassion and human feeling. Because what they are doing, in fact, and one thing ultimately, all the leaders who resorted to this kind of brutish and uncouth way of really living with the opposition, at the end of it all, they could not even vote for their own safety. And when you come to that, we are praying it doesn't come to that level. But he's really speeding. He's really orchestrating. And they are accelerating the nation to that level. And when it comes to that, I'm afraid I don't want him to get a bad name that it was under his administration that this country was pushed into chaos. I'm afraid.